All right, today we're going to try and untangle a real puzzle: The Prince and Princess of Wales. It seems like a story with two completely different endings. So, what's really going on behind those palace gates?
It's wild, really. When you look at the reporting on William and Kate, it's like two completely separate stories are being told at the exact same time. On one side, you have the fairy tale, the perfect family, totally devoted to their royal duties. But on the other side, whispers of a royal crisis, a marriage that's crumbling under just immense pressure. So let's break this down.
So, let's start with the picture perfect version of the story, shall we? The one that shows a happy, stable, and, very private family. And this story often begins with them getting away from it all, far from the cameras.
So get this. This past summer, the family took a super secret trip to Kefalonia. It's this gorgeous Greek island where the rich and famous go to hide out. And for weeks, nobody, not the press, not the locals, could figure out exactly where they were staying. The speculation was intense.
Well, the mystery was finally solved. And it turns out they were guests on the Lady Beatrice, this absolutely stunning super yacht that recently sold for around £20 million. Yeah, this was not your average family vacation.
And I mean, the sheer scale of this thing is just wow. We're talking 60 meters long, a swimming pool, tons of dining decks, and the inside is apparently pretty eccentric, with things like faux Greek columns and frescoed ceilings. It's basically a floating palace, the perfect symbol of indulgence, and more importantly, the perfect place to escape. And they really went all out to stay under the radar. The yacht's tracking system switched off. Their security team was seen checking out these picturesque villages on the island, but the family themselves, they chose to stay on board, reportedly because they didn't want to overwhelm the kids with a big public scene. Privacy was absolutely everything.
But it's not all just super yachts and private getaways. There's this other side, right? This very public image of compassion. And they showed it beautifully with this heartfelt tribute to Liz Hatton, a talented young photographer who sadly died of cancer. They actually displayed her work at Windsor Castle on what would have been her 18th birthday.
Okay, but then you flip the coin, and a completely different story starts to emerge from the headlines, one that suggests there's some serious turmoil brewing just beneath that carefully polished surface. So the whispers you hear from some corners of the press, they paint a very different picture. Rumors that the marriage is in a permanent rough patch, that Kate is just exhausted by the constant pressure. Some claim all she wants is to escape and just be a stay-at-home soccer mom. There was even one source who claimed the couple haven't been together for a very long time. And you can bet the palace is not happy about this. We're talking absolute fury. I mean, think about it. The monarchy is in this really delicate period of transition. The idea of a separation, of a future king getting divorced, the optics would be a potential disaster for the whole institution's image. So, how on earth do you square these two stories? The idyllic family on one side, the couple in crisis on the other. Well, the answer might not be in what they're doing right now, but in their plans for the future. A really key piece of this whole puzzle seems to be a planned move. They're apparently getting ready to leave their current home, Adelaide Cottage, for a place called Forest Lodge. It's bigger, sure, but it's also considered a much more, well, normal family home. And word is they want it to be their forever home. This whole move, it's not just about getting more space. It's apparently part of this whole new philosophy that royal commentator Jenny Bond calls royalty with a small r. The idea is to basically build a stable, private family life that's intentionally kept separate from all the pomp and circumstance of the monarchy. And this is the crucial part, right? Apparently, this is all coming from William. He is determined to break with tradition to give his own family that stable, private upbringing he never really had. So this isn't just a change of address. It's a huge choice to carve out a totally different kind of royal life. And that really gets us to the heart of this whole thing, doesn't it? It's bigger than just William and Kate. It's about what this constant push and pull between their public and private lives really means for the future of the crown itself. So maybe the real story here isn't about which rumor is true, the good one or the bad one. Maybe the real story is about the conflict itself, this permanent, probably unresolvable tension between public duty and a private life, between ancient royal tradition and just modern normalcy, and between that perfect, polished image and the messy reality we sometimes hear about. And this quote from Jenny Bond just hits the nail on the head. Their life is, by definition, seriously odd. So their goal, it seems, is just to carve out one little piece of it where they can feel comfortable and normal. A place that actually feels like a home, not just another beautiful cage. And that's the question it all boils down to, for them and for the monarchy. In this century, with the 24/7 media and insane public expectation, is it even possible for a future king and queen to draw a clean line between their public role and their private selves? Can you ever really separate the person from the crown?